as we were told, is a practice of yesterday, a practice of the past. But in the past 1 year, allegation after allegation has been leveled against principal elements of this government. Mr. President, on whose table the buck stops, has refused to either initiate investigation or refused or neglected to at least say a word on these individuals whose hands have been found fiddling the tills of our country. Before our very eyes last year, monumental humongous money was found at a highbrow apartment in Ikoyi, Lagos. For over 3 weeks, Nigerians were engaged with all manners of stories. But at the end of the day, those stories were submitted as a plan of action, investigative action, to a panel headed by the Vice President of this country. As we speak, the Vice President has submitted his report to Mr. President. As we speak, the report of that panel has not been made known to the Nigerian public. Why? $50 million or thereabout are huge money. Today we talk about Mr. President directing the World Bank to initiate its development program in northern Nigeria, or more specifically in the northeast. If you sit down and calculate how much the World Bank has spent in the northeast, it's not as much as the money that were recovered from that apartment in Ikoyi. We are asking Mr. President that for the sake of our country, that's a matter of when we are gathered here, we are helping you, Mr. President. You said, and you were on record, that you will fight corruption with your last blood. Corruption is tearing the barrel of the gun in our country. Corruption is staring us in the face. Mr. President, fight corruption. 190 million, 290 million Nigerians who will be sitting here all week are behind you, Mr. President. Yes. All we ask of you, as a former general, once a general is always a general, yes. Lead from the front. Yes. We will stand behind you, Mr. President. Yes. Mr. President, this is one opportunity you have to etch your name in gold. Some of your supporters will claim that you have surrounded yourself with shady elements. If these faces that have been etched on this banner are shady elements, if they are your friends, Mr. President, you know what a good friend does to a good friend. In the part of the country I come from, there is a popular saying that now friend, they tell friends, say in mouth, they smell. Mr. President, we are not asking you to tell your friends that their mouth, they smell. We are asking you, for those that have been alleged to have stolen public funds, Mr. President, bring them to book. Yes. Yes. As a lawyer, 25 years of practice of law in this country, I'm ready to offer my services free to the Nigerian state in the prosecution of those that have looted our country blind. Great Nigerian people. There's a point I want to stress before I end my speech. Scholars today in our country talk about the tragedy of the commons. It's all big grammar. What it means is this: the collective commons, like this field that we own, has now been privatized by individuals to the extent that the resource that you find in these commons have become their own. The point I keep stressing wherever I go, that the tragedy of the commons is not as tragic as the enclosure of the commons. We are no longer seeing tragedy of the commons. We are seeing Nigerians who will live our pie in our country, who have enclosed the commons. The resources of our country have become their own. resources of our people have not only been privatized, have been personalized, that when the wife of Mr. President talks about ASO Clinic, or the daughter of Mr. President talking of ASO Clinic, he talks of my father not knowing what goes on in ASO Clinic, as if the ASO Clinic is Mr. President's property. It is not. Once more, great Nigerian people, I thank you all very much. God bless you.